Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me here to share this beautiful stage with so many beautiful people today. Thank you. Okay, I am currently the Deputy Dean of Undergraduate Studies at the Faculty of Education, University Malaya. I don't know why they gave me the post. It's very hard work. For a year so far, alhamdulillah. And I'm also the quality manager, meaning I deal with ISO standards as well, meaning I'm also quite hated in the faculty. I have to ensure that standards are followed. That's my job as well. Okay, a little bit about University Malaya, Jen. Okay, this is the premier university, the oldest university in Malaysia. Number one in the recent 2015-2016 QS World Rankings. We are ranked 146th this year. Last year we were 151st. The year before 167th. And our main aim is to be among the top 100 in the world. That's what we aim to, inshallah. Okay, as power comes from sharing knowledge, you will see a lot of links given there. And if the slides are shared with all of you, you probably will be able to read further about this. Right, next. Oops, Jen. Okay, Faculty of Education, this is where I'm from. It's founded in 1963. was established in 1905. Faculty of Education was founded in 1963. Now ranked 101 to 150 best in the world. We have 6 departments at the faculty, 6 undergraduate programs, 25 postgraduate programs. We have produced more than 40,000 graduates so far across the years. And the latest update, this is happening tomorrow onwards, National Seminar on Development of Higher Order Thinking Skills. Walk-ins are welcomed. And this is organized by Faculty of Education and Help Institute tomorrow. Link is there, all right? Okay. Education as a profession. Let's just begin like this. Don't worry about the slides. In our rush to create high achievers, we forget a lot of times that there are Mozarts and Van Goghs in the making always. We forget that. We always go for high achievers. We forget about those people. Okay, so that's one thing that you can hashtag about for today. Think about it, all right? Education as a profession. Who are the highest paid teachers in the world? The Swiss, with £41,000 annually paid to them, the teachers. And the average salary in Switzerland for those other professions is £30,000 annually. So that makes teaching the highest paid profession in Switzerland. Think about it. Followed by Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, Korea, Ireland, Japan, Australia, Finland. What about Malaysia? Let's think about this. Do you think about this? Because never mind, you think about this, all right? Next slide, Jen, next slide. Top spots in math. All right, we have the PISA, International Student Assessment, in 2012. 28 million 15-year-olds were assessed for science, math, literacy, numeracy. Okay? And they don't just look at 1 + 1 is 2, whether or not you can answer questions. They're looking at how questions or theories or concepts can be applied to life experiences, how they apply. Top spots in mathematics. Shanghai, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taipei, Korea, Macau, Japan, on and on and on. Where is Malaysia? You think about this. So in 2020, we are expected to be a developed nation, right? What does that mean? The ability to create and innovate. That's what it means to be a developed nation. Are we there? Are we in progress of being there? Can we do it? Maybe we can. Some of you are really working hard for this. But I'm just saying, where are we? You think about this. What you've had in your mind before this, or maybe before this, before you thought about teachers being what and so on and on, you think about the salary that they're paid. Think about them as a profession. Okay, student to teacher ratio. Next one, the best. Brazil, an average of 32.1 per teacher. Indonesia, 17.4. Finland, 16.5. I don't know about Poland. I'm not sure, I should have checked. USA, 15.3. This is OECD report. What about Malaysia? How many students do we have in our schools, in a class, per teacher? What, 20, 25? 26? You think about this. You think about this now. What do we need to unthink and unlearn and rethink and revisit? Do we need help? What is our financial status of the government? What is it? Do we need more classrooms? Do we need more teachers? More schools? What is it? Think about it. Salary, maybe? Next. Okay, most efficient expenditure. Government spends versus PISA scores. The best is from Finland. The best. Followed by Korea and then Czech Republic and Hungary. And the least efficient are Brazil and Indonesia. Perhaps we can learn from the exemplary countries. Perhaps we can learn what to do and how to do this. Maybe we should. Next. Okay, I was blessed to have attended this public lecture by Tan Sri Rafida Aziz just recently, 12 September, at University Malaya. All right, it's called The Role of Education in the Development of Youth Towards Nation Building. The link is there, the YouTube link. You can actually listen and watch her. Anyway, she says that you need to think beyond your country sometimes, not just Malaysia. For example, whatever happens to the region around you will affect your country. Look at the haze, right? So what's happening? What are the struggles in the Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia? Sometimes we have to look at the bigger region. Financial crisis, economy, language, struggles, strength. Not just at the developed nations, but also those underdeveloped ones as well. Sometimes we need to do that. And do we educate the young ones, the students at school, to look at those in history? Do we do that? Geography? Do they know what's happening around the region? We have ASEAN, I know, but are the students actually involved? Have we even thought about this? I'm called to think about New York High School. Maybe you can Google and read about this. We have to share knowledge. New York High School, Green School of Bali, have you heard? Wonderful ideas. So maybe we have to think and think, but go beyond the country, go beyond. That's what she said. And she was angry when teacher says that I'm just a teacher, you're just a teacher. She was very angry because she herself was a teacher. That's what she said. I quote, you see? Guru cabut. She says that. If you think you're just a teacher or just an educator, you have to rethink about that. All right? Next, Jen. Okay. A developed nation is not just about being efficient anymore. We always struggle for efficiency, but being a developed nation does not mean just about being efficient. You need to create and innovate, no longer efficient. Have we got efficiency at our workplace? Do you have efficiency? Efficiency is one step, and the next is to create and innovate. If you're still struggling with efficiency, think about this. Where are we? Okay? Good is no longer good enough. Good is the enemy of great, says Jim Collins. And it is also not just about having the tools and infrastructure. It's also about thinking about the curriculum, the knowledge that you give to the students, the learning processes, and the life experiences. It's not just about textbooks and reading and that's it. No. All right? Next. Okay. We've got various education needs. This is not new. This is not just in our country. We've got various diverse education needs. Therefore, we've got various schools provided for the students. We've got the cluster schools, we've got the virtual schools, smart schools, we've got the K9 model schools. K9 model schools, what are they? Do any of you know? K9, special model schools, especially for the indigenous students, to reduce absenteeism. We've got students who are not with shoes in schools. We've got students right smack in Kuala Lumpur who have missed school for 1 to 2 months. Right smack in the middle of Kuala Lumpur. Shame on us. Do we realize that? Is this an issue we have to deal with? The parents are not sending the kids to school. Why, cikgu? We ask. Parents tak nak hantar. They're not coming to school 1 to 2 months. What is this? What is happening? And in the rush of pushing and pushing, we're forgetting about those behind us. Think about this. This is real. All right? Shared knowledge. Like I said, the power of knowledge is sharing. Power of learning is sharing. So I'm thinking of a more horizontal communication, just as it is, just as it should be for leadership as well. Now we're talking about shared leadership. No more I arah you or I direct you. It should be shared leadership. That's the way to go. So shared leadership, you have horizontal communication, not up to bottom, top to bottom, vertical. Teacher can teach student can teach teachers too. Students can teach students. Students can learn from resources. Resources can be found by teachers. Students can find resources as well. So that's how you're supposed to learn. Are these applied in schools currently? In learning institutions? Your workplace? Is this done? If it has not been done, if you have not thought about this, think again. Think about this. Okay, how do we deal with youngsters at school? How do we deal with them at home, at work? What do we allow? What do we restrict? With Gen Y, Gen Z, what are we doing to them? Mind you, how do they work? How do they learn now? How do they communicate? How do they get their information? From conglomerates of networks, am I right? The networks do not flow in a linear way. They flow in crazy chaos. A calm chaos, that's how they learn. So are we addressing that? That's how they are processing information. Are we addressing that? Or are we still sticking by textbook, you read, you give me the answers, exams, you get your grades? Is that what we're doing? Maybe you need to think. Maybe I need to think. These are the schools to address the various needs. Next, Jen. Okay, how many more minutes do I have? Do I know? Okay, so anyway, this is what University of Malaya, because I was told to also talk about employability of the graduates. So in University of Malaya, we've got this unit called Student Empowerment and Research Unit. You can read up or Google, SERU. This is what we want. Usually every other month, we will be called, all the deans or deputy deans will be called to meet up with the industries, to discuss with them what they want and what we can offer. So usually, what would the industry want? Just one thing. Do they want high CGPA? Attitude? Do they want 4 flats only? What do they want? What do you think? Skills. What kind of skills? Soft skills. What kind of skills? They say that we don't mind if the students score lower, provided that they've got the attitude, the right social skills, the right communication skills. What does that mean for schools then? Does that mean you push them for academic results and achievements only, or do you also force and focus on other things as well? Because when you come to the university at 21 years of age, there's nothing much we can do at the university. When they graduate, you say the university is not doing good enough, but they come to us for 4 years. They come to us at 21 years of age. What have they learned so far? We need your help. So what I'm trying to say is we need your help to produce those students for us to produce better graduates. So if they come with not enough or insufficient knowledge in perhaps English language communication skills, or perhaps they're not able to speak well, then they're scared of answering questions or asking questions, they're waiting for us to give them something. They're always asking us to give them, that they're waiting always. So it's very difficult in just 4 years to change that, unfortunately. So I need your help as well. Okay? All right, next one. Okay, how many more minutes then? 5 minutes, all right, great. Okay, so that is just not what we're doing. That's not just what we're doing. The SERU unit, we've got other units as well. So anyway, this is the National Graduate Employability Blueprint. What I'm trying to share with you is that every other 5 years, the university will have a review of all the syllabuses and programs. We've just recently completed ours in August, I think about August or September. Okay, what we need to do is, this is one thing I quoted from there, from the blueprint, and it says that institution of higher learning should also be more sensitive about non-marketable programs, as there is a tendency for universities to offer unsellable programs. Students with poorer academic achievement have no choice and are compelled to take up these courses. This scenario simply portrays a university-driven rather than choice-driven approach. This is another factor that affects the patch. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we do revisit the programs. We have combined some. We have refined a lot of them. We have deleted and omitted most of them, which are not relevant anymore in the 21st century. So the university is also trying their best to help cater for the nation. But we also need to work together. It has to be a concerted effort amongst us. All right? Okay, next, Jen. All right, almost at the end. So anyway, we need to find balance to produce holistic people, to be a holistic person. Are you a career-focused person? Are you a family-focused person? A boyfriend-girlfriend focused person? Are you a community-focused person? If you're only focused on your career and your family, you need to focus on the community as well. And also you have to always target to learn and better yourself. Not just formally, but also informally, meaning you need to read up. Read on what's latest, what's happening. So if you have all four, if you are career-focused, you're family-focused, and you do your bit for the community, you visit the orphanage, you organize something, you beach clean, you clean the beach, anything will do. So if you have all this, inshallah, you'll be a holistic person. And this is what we intend to focus on, to produce holistic beings at the university. All right, next, Jen. Where are you now? Where am I now? Think. Next, Jen. Okay, so in light of what just happened recently to the country, I was called to talk a little bit about nation building. I had to, okay? All right. Why do we introduce extraneous elements that divide us? We are different. We come from different communities. No matter where you go, just in Malaysia, you come from everywhere. They're all different. The point was, that time, recently, was that we drew that thick line to divide ourselves. We drew that line, which shouldn't have. What has happened to the youngsters when they look up at us and look at how we're doing or what we're doing? That was the saddest moment, I think, for the university. I mean, for us as the nation, I think, because we drew that thick line to divide us. No matter where you go, you are different. We should be able to adapt and we should be able to accept differences. That's what I think. I had to say something. And then loyalty is to a nation. If you hate one person, you talk about that person, but you must love your nation. That's what I think. That's what I teach my students. Just one person or two persons, you go for that person, but that's not a nation to break. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say here. And Unku Aziz says, in 2014, instead of focusing on the unachievable, I've tried to paint a picture of what is happening in education in Malaysia, in university as a whole. So we've got a lot to work on. You saw that. We've got a lot to work on. So instead of focusing on the unachievable, like focusing on the differences and all that, we should spend our energy on self-improvement, self-building, building what, those students who are not going to schools in KL, we should be focusing on them. You've got a lot of energy, so maybe that's what we need to think about. Next, Jen. The one on the left, that's my daughter. She knows nothing about colors. Oh, it's a colorless life for her. Well, with that, I end my talk, my session, and thank you for being a very beautiful audience. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Dr.